check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow One Boxing at 18% off of all their natural products, from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. All right, man. We back. Goodfellow Sports TV. Appreciate the love, support. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video. Please do me a big favor and just share the video, okay? Let's talk about this. I think it's December 14th. I linked the article in the description. Rematch for Jarrett Hurd and Julian J-Rock Williams. We know last time J-Rock went down to the DMV in Jarrett Hurd's backyard and defeated him. And big ups to him. Became unified junior middleweight title holder, Super WBA belt, the real one, IBF, and also picked up the IBO, for those who recognize it. But there's some variables going into this, man, and it's a lot of things that was going on with Jarrett Hurd with the shoulder, and some things the coach talked about, didn't talk about. But when we're talking about this rematch, number one thing I'm concerned about is who coaching Jarrett Hurd, okay? At the end of the day, you're making a coaching change. Who coaching him? Where he coaching at? And I think a couple things, if I'm in the Hurd camp, and I'm going to start off with him because he got more of an interesting backstory, okay? And I'll get to J-Rock, no disrespect there. I like him as a fighter. I like his coach, real underrated, Stephen Bredman, right? But if I'm looking at Jarrett Hurd, I'm like, who coaching him? How healthy is he? And how hungry is he? Because he wasn't hungry the first time. At the end of the day, he was lax. His coach even said it. You know what? And I don't know how hungry and how driven he is to get back where he was at. It seemed like all his dreams became factual and he became reality, and he was living his best life. And did the loss humble him? That's to be seen. But I need to know who coaching and where he coaching at. For one, he would not be training nowhere near home if I was running a camp, which I'm not. He'd be in Colorado Springs, wherever Canelo trained at, San Diego. He'd be out in Oxnard. He'd be out in Texas. He'd be out in Idaho, Iowa. He'd be nowhere up the East Coast. D.C., Baltimore, wherever he's from in DMV in the Maryland area. He wouldn't be in Philly. He wouldn't be in New York. He wouldn't be in VA. He wouldn't be in North Carolina, South Carolina, nowhere like that. I would have him somewhere secluded for months, because all he need to be doing is eating, shitting, and breathing boxing. Because a new coach is going to try to show him some more techniques. He has a similar uphill battle that another guy that was a unified champion lost, Anthony Joshua. He got what were we in August? And I was just giving the whole month of August, September, October, November. So he got roughly about 4.5 months to get his shit together. And it's supposed to be rumored December 14th at the Barclays Center. I believe that's the date. I seen Stephen Bredman on Twitter saying that, you know, they agreed to rematch. He said they was going to rematch, and Hurd had a rematch clause. But what I'm looking at is, you know, if he training at home, he get another local trainer, it's a L. Okay? Unless it's like Sugar Ray Leonard or some shit like that. But it's a L. He got too many distractions at the crib. You know, and he need to be learning from somebody that got some experience. He got a crash course in 4.5 months. A crash course of everything he need to do in this rematch. Now, if his shoulder played in the part where he was injured, then cool. But it's things he gonna have to need to change up. He had to learn how to roll shots, pick shots, you know, pick them off. And like I said before, man, a lot of people hate that I always bring this up. The brothers do, but man, Robert Garcia, or Nacho Berenstein, Garcia to be exact, will be a good trainer for Jarrett Hurd. A guy that had a guy with a similar style like him, with Antonio Margarito. That'd be a really, really good coach for Jarrett Hurd, man. You know, Margarito was a heavy-handed. He wasn't like a explosive punching, you know, junior middleweight or welterweight, but he had good power. He had a similar style. And also, Robert Garcia's had guys that was rugged like Ondana. He gave him some tools to refine his game to really put him to compete with the next upper echelon fighters in today. You know, but it took multiple training camps for him to transfer Mondana. Remember, after the Devin Alexander loss,
You know, he pulled out of the Keith Thurman fight. He's supposed to fight Keith Thurman on his HBO debut. People forget that. He ended up fighting Orlando Lara. I don't even remember his name because I looked it up. I was telling people Herberto Soto at one point. It was Orlando Lara. I remember when Keith Thurman debuted. But it took time to refine those skills, man. And like I said before with Jarrett Hurd and Anthony Joshua, you know, Anthony Joshua going with the same trainer, Robert McCracken. And Hurd got some mystery trainer, probably Corey Lee. No, go check out Corey Lee boxing more than I do, because he down there. But, you know, it's going to be real critical to get that right guy in there, because he like I said, man, it would just be smart for him to go out to Oxnard and train Robert Garcia. Fuck the home shit. Make sure you got a woman or have your mom handle your business, your bills, and your car notes, or whatever else you got going on that you got to pay, heat, light bill, and just go seclude yourself. Don't take nobody with you but your brother and that's a close friend, and you go out there and you should be grinding out there in Oxnard, Robert Garcia. That'd be a good look for you. If not, you know, Nacho Beristain in Mexico, and I know a lot of people what's going on in Mexico, they don't want to go there. But he need that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? He need that type of coach that can teach him what to do. See, a Floyd Senior for him, he got to just learn. Like Floyd will have to really, how can I say? Floyd will have to really, it just take time with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he can't coach that style, but it'll just take time. But, you know, it's going to be an uphill battle for him, man. You know what? Usually in these rematches, I say, you know what, I ain't fucking with it. But looking at J-Rock, if he's still hungry, you know, if he's still hungry, he should win this fight. Because it's too much going against the grain for Jarrett Hurd, man. I really like Jarrett Hurd, man. I think Jarrett Hurd got the talent to beat this guy and break him down. But you know what J-Rock did in the first fight, man? And that's a sign of a really, really good coach, man. And I always say this, man. And Andre Ward, he said this and it resonated with me. He said when you fight the puncher and the bully, the guy with a lot of power, he was taught to go to the fighter. And that makes so much sense. A lot of people, it might go over a lot of people's head. But just I always make this analogy. Picture a boulder coming downhill. You're not going to stop it. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to stop it. But if you can get to the boulder, you know, with a machine in this situation, and you can stop his momentum and push it before he gets to the edge of the hill, you got a chance. But once you get the momentum going forward, it's hard. And once a puncher is able to establish distance and able to control real estate and push you back, he able to get leverage and full leverage on his punches. If you come to the puncher, you win his chest and you pushing him back, he not getting full. Most punchers don't get full leverage going on the back foot. They get their leverage by being the boss in there and people coming in there fearing the reputation and their power, and fighters getting in there dancing and running. So what J-Rock did, and what they had an excellent game plan, they never let Jarrett Hurd be a boulder with momentum coming downhill. They came out immediately and came to the puncher, to the aggressive fighter, put him on the back foot, knocked his rhythm off. He was never able to establish, his aggressive nature and put J-Rock on the back foot. It was a thing of beauty. If you really looked at it and you really know boxing, it was the perfect game plan. They had an unseasoned fighter. They didn't know how to fight on the inside, and they bullied them there. But the number one thing that they did that I really noticed, and maybe they didn't, I know they noticed it, is that they took away Jarrett Hurd's aggressiveness from the beginning, and he never was able to find that rhythm. And you see that happen with Keith Thurman. Pacquiao took his aggressive nature away with that knockdown. He had to reset. He didn't know which way he wanted to go. So he fought Pacquiao on the front foot, and he took some punishment early on. He didn't revert back to, using the ring and boxing and being slick and picking him off from the outside and making Pacquiao come to him, because Pacquiao threw his game plan off. He had never been in those situations. And when you have, where I'm going to say 90% of prize fighters today is unseasoned and untested, really, really untested. They had some tests, but I mean like a real test. And this is going to show how resilient Jarrett Hurd is. This is going to show if you want it, but in actuality, there's some questions that need to be answered, like who coaching, where you training at next, and how is his physical health doing, because I heard that was a huge part. But don't make no excuses, man. J-Rock ain't nobody to laugh at, or J-Rock ain't nobody to say, oh, you lost to that bum at? Nah, that nigga can fight. He ain't had no easy road up, man. I remember he was fighting undefeated guys. Hugo Centennial Jr. See, prospects don't do that and fight undefeated guys, and ultimately his route got derailed by a loss to Jamal Charlo. He got dropped by a jab and ended up getting knocked out, but he was doing really good in that fight. But one thing he learned is that he had to be patient and humble. And P&H, and he wasn't P&H going into that fight. He wasn't patient, he wasn't humble, and he got humble. He was doing a lot of woofing, a lot of talking, and right now, for him, it's a lot of the intangible things. It's the hunger there. Are you satisfied? Do you really like being in the position you in? You want to be remembered as a long reigning junior middleweight champion, or you want to be remembered for being a champion for a day? In my Big Baby Miller voice, when he told that to Stavern at the Heavyweight Factory. That's the $1 million question. That's the only thing he got to answer. Is he hungry? Do he want it? Or is you satisfied? Is this your Snickers and you satisfied? And you happy? Because the boxing skills, it's there. The ability to beat Jarrett Hurd is there. Jarrett Hurd got to make the adjustment. And J-Rock got to be prepared to make an adjustment himself. And then Jarrett Hurd got to be able to make an adjustment. But truth of the matter is, for Jarrett Hurd to get technical, it's going to start off with putting J-Rock on the back foot, being a bully, pushing him on the back foot, grinding him down, using the jab and pushing him into positions and controlling the real position that he don't want to be in and controlling the real estate. It's like Jarrett Hurd got to learn so much going into this fight. It seemed like, but really, with the right game plan, they can really, you make something and you might not have this ingredient, but you can make do because you got the next best substitute. It's basically what a coach going to do with him. They got to break down the J-Rock fight. They got to break down past fights, what he did wrong. But if it was me personally and I was laying out the game plan for Jarrett Hurd, and this ain't even premeditated and pre-thought out, this is just me going on the flow right here, on the humbug, right? What I would really be practicing on is really being aggressive with my jab. Coming out being aggressive, coming forward, and I'll be looking to grind J-Rock down. A lot of body shots. I will fight just like Margarito fought. A lot of body shots, high guard, and just coming in well. And he ain't gonna outbox that kid. That kid is an accomplished fighter, accomplished boxer. But how hungry is he, man? And if I had to bet, I would heavily bet on J-Rock. And y'all know I'm real frugal when it comes to betting my money in any sport. Unless it's fantasy football on FanDuel or basketball. But this lining up for J-Rock to win this fight. But also, the stars is aligning for Anthony Joshua to get his belts back from Louise. The stars is actually not aligning for Jarrett Hurd to get his belt back from J-Rock. The stars could be aligning for Keith Thurman to get his belt back versus Manny Pacquiao. Then again, we had the last 7 months or so, since December, we had a lot of upsets. But they got boxing guys giveth and they taketh. So it's going to be some, in my opinion, in a rematch that happened, somebody going to end up losing their belts back. I don't know who it's going to be. Somebody, you got Jamel and Tony Harrison, and most people bet that would be the fight that Jamel get his belts back from Tony Harrison. And most, but I wouldn't sleep on Jarrett Hurd winning this fight. I wouldn't completely shut the door on that, man, but it's just some questions I need answered. He ain't got to answer to me. I just want to know him. Excuse me. Who he training with, where he training at. And I can, see what's going on there. Then I can make a definitive answer, and how healthy he is. But, they're going to do it at the Barclays Center December 14th. That's a good time to go out there and take your kids out there, man, and check out a real world-class boxing fight. Brooklyn is beautiful. New York is beautiful. And it don't be as cold as you think it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you're always moving and walking in New York. So don't let that discourage you from going out there. I might pull up to this one. I like both guys. And we'll see what happens, man. But, hey, I linked the article in the description. Don't forget to check out our sponsor out, The Hellblaze, thehellblaze.com. Promo code GoodFella1Boxing. Gets you 18% off the 100% all-natural products. Lotion, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, and much, much more. Website, promo code in the description. I definitely appreciate the love and support, man. Keep sharing the videos. And I'm going to keep putting it down the best way I do know. But don't, once again, forget we on social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. You want to make a donation. That link's in the description. Best way to donate to the channel is to share the videos. If you can share it I just really, really appreciate it, man. And we going live on Facebook too. And I got an announcement coming up about my gaming channel. That's what it's about, Twitch. I'm going to start it off real soon, man. I'm going to do some tests. But, hey, let me know if you guys, you want to get on that gaming channel. Appreciate it. Goodfella Sports TV, your boy CJ Goodfella. One time for the one time. I know what the business is. We gone.